The only time these people will ever be fucking fail. And they were nothing but evil to me, and I fought them. And honestly, I do not regret copyright striking those videos. So everyone else can honestly, seriously, and I'm saying this wholeheartedly, can go fuck themselves. I do not give a shit. 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 Can go fuck themselves. Can go fuck themselves. Can go fuck themselves.
I love to fuck around and be silly and be humorous and sarcastic all day long, but some people, they can't take the joke.
Stephanie's gonna do the honors today of cooking. I'm super excited because
I've never had a Korean woman cook me.
Do they freeze it?
Do they freeze in cheddar? Is that how they get it like that?
You can.
Yeah, I don't either.
Stephanie's so funny though. She's just like non-stop talking.
It's good though. I like it.
You know, it's so hard.
It's exciting. You're like my friend Seda.
Oh really? She
Yeah,
didn't like stop talking.
she's like literally like you. Yeah, you guys have the same personality. Wait, do you like Korean, Chinese, wait, how do you say it?
Jajangmyeon?
Yeah, you say it like
Perfect.
obviously you're Korean.
Jajangmyeon, do I like it?
Do you like the Korean version more, or do you like the Chinese Korean version more? I'm just gonna.
One, can you see the wifey's got stains, the hubby's clean?
Oh.
Because he never freaking cooks. I don't know what he's supposed to do.
Can I have some?
Yes.
Spicy?
It's so spicy.
So good. Why is today's tteokbokki? Is it tteokbokki?
Yeah, tteokbokki.
So good.
Like it.
Oh, that's so good.
Should I give him more rice cake or what? What do you want me to do?
Right, yeah, just give me a...
That's such a nice plate.
Right? We're also eating other stuff today, so how is it?
So good. Wow.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for having me. Of them saying that Stephanie and I weren't like friends and stuff, or like I was being like super evil and like was really greedy with the food and stuff.
Okay, Shookbang didn't call her evil and greedy. I mean, he could have, and it still would have been protected by fair speech and fair use, the First Amendment, obviously. And that's not bullying to disagree with someone and think that they're greedy. But he didn't even say that. This was actually one of the nicest hate videos I've ever seen about a person.
They will always manipulate. They will always twist things.
And it was left to the viewer's interpretation. Shookbang didn't call her those things. Some viewers who saw the video came to that conclusion.
Which brings me to the second thing. People were saying that I was a hypocrite because I was first okay with the videos and then I wasn't okay with the video. Death threats, sending me crazy messages. I just wasn't prepared for that. If they're gonna blame anyone for that channel getting taken down, they need to blame themselves because they are the reason. If they never attacked these YouTubers or went after these other YouTubers, I promise you none of us would have reported the videos. Narrative. But we're talking about a false narrative channel here. They're not gonna do that. They're gonna do whatever makes them money. So this brings me back to me not agreeing that I'm a hypocrite on that level, because if I'm getting crazy messages like that, I'm allowed to change my mind. Death threats, sending me crazy messages. I just wasn't prepared for that. If they're gonna blame anyone for that channel getting taken down, they need to blame themselves.
no one from this channel encouraged, incited, or threatened you directly. So, yeah, you are just really reaching. And even if their subscribers did, that is not his or her responsibility. How is that Shookbang's responsibility? You are absolutely ridiculous.
This is ridiculous, Veronica. A YouTuber is not legally, ethically, or morally responsible for the way in which thousands and thousands of people all around the world perceive their content. If they receive it in a good way or a negative way, that is their prerogative. That is not my fault that they didn't like it. That's not my fault that they loved it.
Thanks, Obama.
That's my opinion!
If they're gonna blame anyone for that channel getting taken down, they need to blame themselves.
Blame themselves when you did 2 copyright strikes and your little friend also did one? No. I don't think they need to blame themselves. I think that you are directly responsible for this thing that happened, and you should apologize and retract your copyright strikes immediately. How would you feel if somebody took your channel down for no good reason? You need to grow up and realize that people can say anything they want on the internet, other than death threats, of course, which no one from this channel encouraged.
Veronica Wang says it's your fault that she decided to illegally strike down a channel. Because you voiced your opinion, it's your fault because you made her do it. She's not responsible for her actions. You are.
Because they are the reason. If they never attacked these YouTubers or went after these other YouTubers, I promise you none of us would have reported the videos. Because if I'm getting crazy messages like that, I'm allowed to change my mind. but I'm not okay with people sending death threats.
If you truly got death threats, what does a person do? They file a police report. They start an investigation. They call the local authorities. Where's your police report? You know, are there stalkers? Like, what extreme measures were taken? Where are those receipts? Other than someone called Barbie2522 with no profiles. People who leave comments like that are not actual looking to seek out harm. You know, it's called trolls. It's called haters. Every single YouTuber gets them. Think of the massive amount of hate Jeffree Star gets. Think of the massive amount of hate Trisha Paytas gets. Think of all the stuff I get, like actual terrible videos. We're not taking their channel down and cutting off their voice box. We're not filing lawsuits against them. We just say, people will have their opinion. If you truly felt you were at risk, there would be police reports, there would be an investigative service, there would be contacting the authorities, there would have been taking legal appropriate measures to show that you truly felt that you were at risk.
Okay, so at this point in the video, I'm getting some hypocrisy because she goes on a rave about people using her content without her permission. But in this point in the video, she uses a clip from James Charles that I'm assuming she got his permission for. I don't think so. What I want to know is how a clip like Shookbang's tears someone down. You let it tear you down. Every other mukbang YouTuber has taken this in a lighthearted way, but it's just you. You don't know what hate is. So stop trying to act like this. People can have an opinion, and just because they have an opinion that doesn't align with yours doesn't mean you should tell them to go and F themselves because they don't agree with you. Honey, you didn't even show receipts. all you showed was text that said, I will effing kill you, with no profile picture, no date, there's no receipts, there's no proof you were getting death threats. All we could know, you could have just added that to the editor. And she's saying that this is getting out of hand, but she received one quote-unquote death threat, and she's acting like this is a big issue, and she's making it seem like it's not about the fact that she didn't like the video, it's about that she got death threats. But she got one, and it's probably from a troll. Who actually does this? Like, no one is gonna act upon it, and you know that for a fact. You know better as a 26-year-old woman. You know better than to believe what a random troll says on the internet. What? So yeah, apparently Veronica's the only one allowed to make fun of herself, and no one else can. But you know, I found something a little interesting, and I think we should go check it first for ourselves and see if it's true. See if this is really bad what Shookbang is doing, or if she's literally doing the same thing by herself. Okay, so the first sentence says, when one puts themselves on such a platform, they have to be willing to be judged by others. I don't really have anything to say about that, and I agree, but that's not what she's doing, so I don't really know. The next sentence says, with that being said, there comes a time and place when you have to stand up for yourself. Okay, now, about the sentence, I made a tweet about it on Veronica's page because she posted a sentence similar to this on her Twitter. So I responded to it, and I'm going to show you that tweet right now. Okay, the third sentence says, it was all fun and games until I started getting death threats in my inbox from your false narratives. Now, I said I wasn't going to mention this again in this video because I cannot stress this enough. But what Shookbang's viewers decide to do after perceiving the video, how they respond is their prerogative, and it is not Shookbang's responsibility, nor is it their fault how their viewers react to the video. So Veronica can't blame Shookbang for what their viewers do because it's not their responsibility. It's like what Nikocado Avocado said. If he made a video that they did not like and a crazy person decides to murder 10 people, is it Nick's fault what the man did to all these people because of what he did? No. So that doesn't make any sense, and that's not a valid reason to justify your illegal actions. The next sentence says, I'll never be okay with that. So yes, I copyright strike your post after getting advice from a friend because ultimately it's my videos. Whether people like it or not, it's my content, not anyone else's. Okay, so this opens up a whole conversation about fair use and what fair use is. And in this, I will stutter a lot and I will trip over my words a lot. But I hope you can understand what I'm trying to say. So she says, let's start off with this sentence. So she says, I copyright strike your post after getting advice from a friend because ultimately it's my videos. But what Veronica doesn't understand is that people don't need her permission to reuse her content because this is not veronicawang.com and that's not how YouTube works. No one needs to notify her before they use her video. What would YouTube be without reusing other people's content and getting inspiration? And that does not make any sense. It's your video, but the thing is, it falls under the Fair Use Act of 1976, I believe 1976, because it is transformative and it is a parody video, so it is fair use, and this would not hold up in court for a second, and let me tell you why. What isn't fair use? It's not fair use if they take the video itself and then upload it unedited, nothing. And I do believe that Shookbang can monetize this video because it's transformative and they're adding their own twist on it, like Veronica herself said. And another thing I'd like to mention is that she said it's not fair use, but then she went on to say that it was the complete opposite, which is contradicting herself. It's the complete opposite, so it does fall under fair use. And that's what I'm going to say about that sentence. Okay, so in the next sentence, she says, whether people like it or not, it's my content and not anyone else's. But just because it's your content doesn't mean no one can use it. So anyone can use it as long as they do it fairly, they change it up a bit. And that's what Shookbang did. She took she took like 2 or 3 minutes around that mark out of a 35-minute video or 20-minute video. I don't know. And then they edited it. So how is it not fair use? Because it falls under fair use, and I will insert some screenshots of what fair use is right now. Okay, let's read this statement. So it says a parody because it is a method of criticism must inevitably make use of another creative work, which is what Shookbang did. She took Veronica's creative work and made it into a new video, a skit kind of. And then this inherently creates a conflict. As you can see, there's this big conflict over him using this video, Veronica's video. And yep, they're not lying, but it is fair use, so let's continue reading. It is also highly unlikely that a copyright owner will grant permission. That's true. And let's go to the next part. Since copyright law prohibits the substantial use of copyrighted work without permission of a copyright owner, and because such permission is highly unlikely when the use is to create a parody, it may be necessary for the parodist to rely on the fair use defense to forestall any liability for copyright infringement. And let me kind of say this whole thing for you, just like debunk it in case you don't understand it. So, when it says copyright law prohibits the substantial use of a copyrighted work without permission of a copyright owner, that's basically saying that copyright law doesn't authorize the unedited version of... Okay, let's say this in like this situation. What they're saying is that it's not right if Shookbang just takes the video and doesn't edit it and leaves it like that. That's wrong. that's wrong. But he's relying on the fair use defense. They're relying on the fair use defense because they edited the video and Veronica wants to claim it's not transformative, but it is. And yeah, let me just see if I can pull up the definition of transformative. So Shookbang's work was transformative because the definition is causing a marked change in something, someone or something. The video was changed. It was a marked change because he added little titles and text, and she claims it was the complete opposite. So Veronica even said it herself. So it is transformative, but she said she doesn't believe it is. But she said it's the exact opposite. So I don't know what she's on about. Okay, so now back to Shookbang using the fair use defense, because his video does indeed fall under fair use. So it says, however, the fair use defense is successful and will only be successful when the newly created work that purports itself to be a parody is a valid parody. It is a newly created work because they added different text, different things, and they basically changed the whole video. They took 2 minutes out of like a 30-minute video, and I don't see how that isn't valid. So that's enough with that. So anyway, she goes on to say, let me see. She goes on to say what others do in these situations is up to them. And she just said it herself. She just said that what Shookbang's viewers decide to do in these situations is up to them. So she just said it, so I don't understand why she's blaming Shookbang. And then she says, but I'm allowed to change my mind, and I think death threats is a great reason to do so. So she just contradicted herself again. She acknowledges that what viewers decide to do in these situations is their prerogative and that's their responsibility. But then she blames getting death threats on Shookbang because he didn't take extra precautions to warn his viewers when he did. And he very well put in the comments, this is all a joke. So I don't know what is going through Veronica's head, what went through her head when she wrote this, but she didn't make sure that it made sense at all. She says, and if it was truly as lighthearted and harmless as you said, as you and your following claim it is, I wouldn't be receiving such cruel, nasty, and disgusting words from any of you. But the thing is, it was all in Shookbang's comments. Shookbang never sent any of his viewers. He never physically said, go and hate on Veronica Wang's channel, so she can't hold him accountable for what his viewers decide to do. And then most of the hate she was getting in her video that she displayed in her video, it was all under Shookbang's channel. So she can't really use that as an excuse either. So, yeah. And the next sentence said, and I can understand your frustration with the copy strike. Yeah, the false copy strike. Don't you think Shookbang is frustrated because it's a false copy strike? And it falls under fair use, so yeah. Then she goes on to say the content you worked hard on got taken down. But how is she gonna say that? She just said it's not transformative and that he literally didn't do anything to the clip. But then she just calls it hard work. So she's contradicting herself left and right. And she didn't even think to read this over. So, yeah. She said your channel's at risk. the content I work hard on is getting torn down. My life is at risk. So there are so many things wrong with this. And I'm not saying that mukbang is not like you don't work hard on it, but all you do is eat food. You can't even say that. This person edits their videos, finds the most interesting parts of clips, and edits it to make it funny for people. You eat food. You can't even say that. But that's just my opinion. Getting on to the actual serious part. She says her life is at risk. But like Nikocado said in the other clip I showed you, if she truly thought her life was at risk, she would have filed a police report. But she knows it's just trolls. And she's just using this as an excuse to justify her actions when no one's buying it. And she says, so no, I won't apologize. I'm allowed to change your mind. No one's saying she can't change her mind. But is she saying that Shookbang should apologize instead? I think Shookbang did nothing wrong. And Veronica and Sass are the people at fault here. I know I haven't gotten to talk about Sass, but she basically instigated Veronica to make the 2 strikes, and she was the last strike, and she knew very well they were all planning, and they said that their intention wasn't to take his channel down, but they know it was, and they planned this, and they knew. And so Sass was the last copy strike. So yeah, that's what she did. And then she got her sister to copy strike it because she wasn't aware. I'm getting so off topic here, and I will talk about this all later in the video. But her life is not at risk, and she is at fault. And the last sentence says, and like I said, I think death threats is an extremely reasonable reason for changing one's mind. And I'm going to say this again. Shookbang is not responsible for his viewers' actions. And I'm going to leave it at that and then get into the whole Sass and any Let's Eat drama. So, yeah. Stay tuned for that. And I'm going to be saying it all in this video. So, yeah. So basically, I'm just gonna get into what Sass ASMR did real quick. So Sass ASMR was the one that convinced Veronica to give Shookbang the 2 strikes, and she knew full well that Veronica gave him 2 strikes, and she made the last strike. So that was just the end, and nobody wants to talk about Sass AMR, and she tried to keep this whole thing quiet, and she's the real snake here, because she's the one, at least Veronica admitted to doing this. I mean, I do have to give her props, because she admitted to falsely striking him. She still hasn't admitted to false striking him, but she did say that she striked him. But Sass just kept quiet. Just kept quiet about the whole thing. Deleting comments, spending time deleting comments on Christmas Eve, the day after Christmas, and trying to clear her name, thinking nobody will know. And then she makes this post on Instagram, and she basically says, I'll insert it right here, she basically says that the joke's on everyone, and she's just making fun of the whole situation, and it's just really disrespectful. And she deleted the post, but luckily I screenshotted it, because I'm covering all of this drama like when it's already ended, and I'm glad I did, because I can get full coverage on that. Is not a reference, no pun intended, even though we're not talking about beauty gurus. I got full coverage with the PewDiePie thing, because, you know, PewDiePie made a video about this, because a couple friends, me and a couple of friends made a group and we basically spammed him on his subreddit, and he did make a video about it, and I'm so glad that I did that because I'm really passionate about this Shookbang thing, and yeah, he's back to posting, so let's go in order of what happened. So he makes that post and no one is feeling it, and everyone is blasting her on Twitter and everywhere on Instagram in the comments, and yeah, so she pins a comment that is saying that it's Shookbang's fault, that his channel got deleted or whatever, and so she says when everyone keeps bashing her about this thing, she finally addresses it, and what she has to say is that she retracted the claims, but she knows she did because it was illegal. And this is a little bit of foreshadowing, but Veronica also retracted her claims, but she still believes, apparently she still believes that her claims were right, and that's her opinion, and I get that, but they aren't right, and she knows she retracted the claims because she was still going to continue to get hate, and she knows what she did was illegal, and yeah, and I forgot to mention so many things in this video that I'm just going to say in this little voice memo. Veronica did try to really manipulate her viewers in her life to thinking that the YouTube copyright system was a certain way. She said that she reports some stuff and then YouTube looks at it and then they just decide. No, they don't. Once you get legality, if that's a word, I don't even know if that's a word. Once you involve, like, legality, I guess, that's a word I made up if it doesn't exist. Once you involve that, YouTube is completely out of the picture because they don't want to get sued. And then it's just you and a run for your money. And then the person has the decision to appeal or just accept it. And Shookbang said this publicly, and I've also been privately DMing him /them/her, and they said that their family is not very rich, so he doesn't want to risk that. So that's why, and Veronica knows that she's basically picking on a smaller channel because she knows that they won't be able to defend themselves, and she knows that will not hold up in court for a second. I literally need a munchkin right now because I'm getting so tired of talking about this. And she knows it won't hold up in court, and that's it. And then Shookbang just accepts it, takes the high road, but Shookbang said if they didn't have the resources, they would try to, it would have been a different story. And Shookbang is making a Patreon, so go and support them. I will link that in the description, so you can go support it. I was the first Patreon. I put my info there, so if you have time, you can go support Shookbang, so they can take their things to a lawyer and see if it's actually fair use. Girl, this tea. And drinking tea, Yeah, and then this is what happens. This is kind of where the poop hits the fan. After this, I don't know if this is in chronological order, but Veronica, because there's, okay, so right now, it was 2 days before Shookbang's channel was getting shut down, and it had 40,000 subscribers. It has 40,000 subscribers, over 40,000. So, he has a conversation with Veronica, and he apologizes, and he says this in a community tab, but I genuinely believe that, well, he says he didn't, but I feel like he did. I feel like he apologized because he was scared of what they were gonna do, and he didn't want any trouble. So that's me. And yeah, Sass ASMR also tried to say. She also tried to say that he already apologized, and she tried to use that as an excuse to get everyone off her page. But no, she knows that she just purposely intimidated him, so he would say sorry. But he did take the high road anyway. But everyone was going ballistic, absolutely ballistic, calling Shookbang names, all different types of names, calling him a coward, every name on the list, because apparently he apologized and showed, quote unquote, showed everyone that what these YouTubers are doing is okay, but that he was just trying to avoid trouble. And this is what Shookbang had to say, since I had a private conversation with him. He said this is his words. Oh my gosh, I actually cried a little reading people calling me a coward, so I had to stop reading it. I did what I had to do to save my channel the best way I could with the options I had. And he still believes he's right, so it's good that he knows he's not wrong. And yeah, so that happens. Everyone's going ballistic, calling him a coward, saying that he gave in. And then this is when I message PewDiePie with a bunch of friends, but acknowledge that there was someone had already made a topic about this, and my friends and I just contributed, like, to help him get the evidence for it and whatnot. So PewDiePie makes the video, and I'm not aware of this, but then I go on Instagram this morning, and then I see PewDiePie made a video, and I fall off my bed, and then I watch it, and it's basically the Veronica situation, and she's getting exposed. And yeah, so that's everything. You should go and watch that. I'm gonna include some clips here if you want. Basically, what PewDiePie says, if you don't want to watch it. Basically, what PewDiePie says is that Veronica probably isn't used to criticism, and he can't blame her for that, because for people who aren't used to criticism, it can be hard. But Veronica has been receiving criticism for a long time, so that excuse can't even be used. And that's what I have to say. So Veronica issues the same day that PewDiePie makes this video, I think the same day, she issues a statement, and I will put that on the screen. So I only highlighted the key parts of her statement. So it says, firstly, I want to be very transparent and completely real. By the way, this is the end of all of this. And Sass Amar is still a snake who hasn't really clarified all of this. So I really do enjoy Veronica's content, and maybe she can earn back my trust after she kind of owns up to it. Like, she did own up to it, but at least she's not hiding it. And yeah, so she says, firstly, I want to be very transparent and completely real when I say I never had any intention of Shookbang being removed from YouTube. That's a lie, because she said she doesn't regret copystriking these videos, and it's their fault that their channel got removed. So that's a lie. And she says, when I initially viewed the video, I did think it was funny, but after some reflection, I reconsidered my opinion. And she says she decides to copystrike the video because she's receiving death threats. But then right here she says after some reflection, she reconsiders her opinion because it is not transformative and that she was being bullied. So she literally just changes her whole story. So, yeah, no. Okay, guys, so I kind of made a fault in the last voice memo, because when Veronica said that she changed her mind due to receiving death threats, and I said she contradicted herself, because she said it was because she was being bullied. But here, this is the actual screenshot where she says it. She says she changed her mind because what she initially said was she changed her mind because she was receiving death threats. But in this here, she said she changed her mind and striked it because the content being used was not transformative. So she basically lied about getting death threats, unless she's talking about the first video with Stephanie Sue, which was transformative because Shookbang did change it. And I don't know why Sass is so mad, because the video that Shookbang made about her was not negative. In fact, it was actually a compliment, and it was called Sass ASMR showing her husband who's boss. So I don't know why she was mad about that. But yeah, so that was kind of lying about that. So yeah. And then here again, she contradicts herself even more, because she says, it was not their opposing opinion that I had an issue with. It was, let's face it, you didn't like what they said about you, so you copystrike their channel. Let's get that over with. She said it was the fact that my content was being used without my permission in a negative way. This is the truth, and there is no hidden motive or agenda. I simply ... So, there's so many things wrong with this statement. It definitely was their opposing opinion that he had an issue with, because previously in the video she said no one's allowed to make fun of her except herself, and that they were bullying her. Shookbang was bullying her. And then she says the problem that she had was that she was getting death threats. But now she said the problem was that her content was being used without my permission. And I didn't stress this that much, but I'm gonna say it again, and now I'm going to stress it. Fair use entitles the Fair Use Act of 1975 or 1974, 1976, around that area, entitles that anyone can use anyone's permission. Anyone can use anyone's content without their permission, because it's fair use as long as they change it. And Shookbang doesn't need permission from Veronica to make this parody. And yeah, it was most definitely the opposing opinion that got to Veronica, because she was complaining about false narratives and how she wasn't gonna let people around her, she wasn't gonna let people tell her, tear her down her character. But she says my content was being used without my permission in a negative way. Fair use can be criticism, anything, and no one needs your permission for it. And that's that. So, if there is anything that I did not include in this video, I will put it in the end and I will explain it. And if I miss anything, make sure to put it in the comments and put your thoughts in the comments. I read every single comment because I barely get any, and this video has taken me so much work. This is probably a video I've worked the hardest on this channel. So this is the longest video I've ever made. I've had so many YouTube accounts, and this is the longest video I've ever made. But yeah, that's and hope you guys enjoy the next video, and do not go on Veronica's channel and hate on her, because I don't condone bullying or harassment. So what you guys choose to do is not my responsibility. And you can do whatever you want, but what I'm telling you to do is I don't advise you to go on Veronica's channel and hate on her. So what you choose to do is not my fault. But I'm going to repeat this again. Do not go on Veronica or Sass's channel to hate on them. So, yeah. Bye!
In my opinion, a YouTuber or a YouTube channel should not be able to get taken down by someone who does not like criticism or jokes about them. In my opinion, anyone who doesn't like the criticism and thus uses a broken copyright system to shut down freedom of speech is a little bitch.